Hello guys, if you want to learn life in the UK Test Handbook with animation, please subscribe to my channel. In this video, I will explain a summary of the chapter 4. What did the Reform Act do in 1832? The Reform Act of 1832 increased the number of people with the right to vote. Why was the Reform Act important? Because it abolished the old pocket and rodent rules. More parliamentary seats were given to the towns and cities. A permanent shift of political powers from the countryside to the towns. What was the voting based on in a Reform Act of 1832? Voting was based on ownership of property. Therefore, number of the working class were still unable to vote. What was Chartist campaigners? It was a movement that began to demand a vote for the working classes and other people without property. They presented petitions to the parliament. What was universal suffrage? Universal suffrage means the right of every adult, male and female, to vote. What did the Reform Act do in 1867? In 1867, there was another Reform Act. This created more urban seats in Parliament and reduced the amount of property that people needed to have before they could vote. What were the drawbacks of the Reform Act in 1867? Its drawbacks were included the majority of men didn't have the right to vote and no women could vote. Until 1870, when a woman got married, her earnings, property, and money automatically belonged to her husband. Acts of Parliament in 1870 and 1882 gave wives the right to keep their own earnings and property after marriage. In the late 19th and 20th centuries, an increasing number of women campaigned and demonstrated for greater rights, and in particular the right to vote. They formed the women's suffrage movement and became known as the suffragettes. Who was the leader of suffragettes? Emmeline Pankhurst was known as a leader of suffragettes. Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester. She set up the Women's Franchise League in 1889, which fought to get the vote in local elections for married women. Who was the founder of WSPU? In 1903, Emmeline Pankhurst helped found the Women's Social and Political Union, WSPU, that was the first group whose members were called suffragettes. Which civil disobedience used by suffragettes? Suffragettes use civil disobedience as a part of their protest to gain the vote for women. They chained themselves to railings, smashed windows, and committed arson. Many of the women, including Emmeline Pankhurst, went on hunger strikes. Which women had the right to vote in 1918? Women over the age of 30. Why were women over 30 given the right to vote in 1918? In 1918, women over the age of 30 was given the right to vote and stand for parliament because of the contributions of women in the First World War. So it was an important date in the history of women's rights. Landmarks in women's rights were achieved shortly before Emmeline Pankhurst's death in 1928. Why is this date 1928 very important in the history? In 1928, women were given the right to vote at the age of 21, the same as men. Why was the date 1928 so important? Emmeline Pankhurst associated successfully campaigned for voting age and gender equality. Emmeline Pankhurst associated with voting age and gender equality. The British Empire continued to grow until the 1920s. But in the late of 19th century, there was a discussion about its future direction. What were people's opinions about the future of the British Empire? First, expansion through increase in trade and commerce. Second, overexpansion caused drain on resources. Third, majority of Britain believe empire was force for good in the world.